Rob Harris, who's right across this story. And Rob, what exactly is being discussed at this meeting today?
Well, actually, the two challenges facing at the moment are being discussed. You've got Brexit and the looming formalisation of Britain's departure from the European Union, which will affect the ability for Premier League clubs to sign foreign players from next year. And the more immediate challenge is the impact of the pandemic, which is keeping fans still out of stadiums and denying clubs that crucial match day revenue. And at the heart of all this is the fact that all matches are not normally screened live on television in Britain, unlike internationally, where you can watch all 380 wherever you are generally. And that means they've had to put in special procedures to allow fans to be able to see games they can't go into stadiums to watch. But the issue has become just how do they broadcast these games? Because the Premier League has been reticent to continue giving them away to the existing broadcasters, and the clubs want to claw back revenue they're losing out on match days. And they came up with this figure of $14.95, and it has gone down so badly that they are discussing it at the meeting today in terms of just what do they do going forward with showing the games that fans can't get into. And it looks like at least until the international break, which is next month, they will continue with this pay-per-view arrangement, which means at least 5 games for the next 2 rounds will continue to be on pay-per-view only in Britain.
And even some of the broadcasters charging for the games seem to be uncomfortable with it, don't they?
Yeah, the games are being shown on both Sky, which is owned by Comcast, and BT, and they normally show games as part of their standard subscription packages, but they're not really promoting these extra pay-per-view games. And in fact, during last night's Sky Monday night programme, Gary Neville, the former Manchester United and England player turned pundit, as we all know him so well now, was very critical. He thinks not many people are even watching these matches and it should be scrapped to pay-per-view. The problem is what how you actually tackle this going forward. And Mike Ashley has suggested perhaps a fee of $4.95 would be more amenable. And perhaps if they had entered at a lower price point, it would have gone down better with fans who have actually, mentioned that backlash, and they have started to raise money for food banks to help those impoverished rather than paying this extra fee to watch games. Obviously, there is no sign yet of when fans will return to stadiums.
Well, that was going to be my next question, Rob. When are we expecting fans to return to the games? Anytime this season? Any indication of that?
Well, initially, the government had set the Premier League on a path for fans returning in October, but this second wave, the increase in coronavirus cases, has really put those plans on hold. And the Premier League are really campaigning with the government to let the fans back in. We're particularly seeing the fact that indoor events like theatres and even cinemas are open, and cinemas are even able to show matches that fans can't go into stadiums for. So indoors is being deemed safer than an outdoor venue. So it's that inconsistency which is grating with the Premier League, and it's one even the Premier League, the government have acknowledged. The problem is, as there are new restrictions being imposed across the country to contain this second wave, it's looking very hard to see how the government can start to allow thousands of people to start gathering in venues. But so much throughout this has been dictated to by the virus and the course of the spread of COVID-19.
Rob Harris, AP Global Sports Correspondent, thank you very much for giving us your take on that.